In 2017, there were many big UFC cards that delivered many exciting fights, but overall, it was a great year for the UFC. So for this video, I will be discussing 10 best UFC cards of 2017. Number 10. UFC on Fox 23 took place in Denver, Colorado on January 28th, which was headlined by Valentina Shevchenko and Juliana Pena. This card was filled with great talent from top to bottom, which delivered some great fights. On the main card, Jason Knight defeated Alex Caceres by a rear naked choke in the second round. Francis Ngannou defeated Andrei Arlovski by TKO in the first round. In the co-main event, Jorge Masvidal defeated Donald Cerrone by TKO in the second round. And in the main event, Valentina Shevchenko defeated Juliana Pena by an armbar in the second round. Number 9. UFC Fighter 110 took place in Auckland, New Zealand on June 11th, which was headlined by Derek Lewis and Mark Hunt. This card produced a number of crazy knockouts, and overall the fights delivered an entertaining show. On the main card, Alexander Volkanovski defeated Mizuto Hirota by unanimous decision. Ben Nguyen defeated Tim Elliott by a rear naked choke in the first round. Iwan Kutilaba defeated Enrique da Silva by knockout in the first round. Dan Hooker defeated Ross Pearson by knockout in the second round. In the co-main event, Derek Brunson defeated Dan Kelly by knockout in the first round. And in the main event, Mark Hunt defeated Derek Lewis by TKO in the fourth round. Number 8. UFC on Fox 24 took place in Kansas City, Missouri on April 15th, which was headlined by UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Johnson and Wilson Hayes. This card features some shocking upsets as well as some great fights overall. On the main card, Hinato Moicano defeated Jeremy Stevens by a split decision. Robert Whittaker defeated Jacare Souza by TKO in the second round. In the co-main event, Rose Namajunas defeated Michelle Waterson by a rear naked choke in the second round. In the main event, Demetrius Johnson defeated Wilson Hayes by an armbar in the third round to successfully defend his title for the 10th time. Number 7. UFC Fighter 116 took place in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on September 16th, which was headlined by Luke Rockhold and David Branch. Only 2 fights on the card ended in a decision, where there were some amazing finishes throughout the night. On the main card, Justin Ledet defeated Zhu Anyanu by a split decision. Kamaru Usman defeated Sergio Moraes by a knockout in the first round. Gregor Gillespie defeated Jason Gonzalez by an arm triangle choke in the second round. Anthony Smith defeated Hector Lombard by TKO in the third round. In the co-main event, Mike Perry defeated Alex Reyes by knockout in the first round. And in the main event, Luke Rockhold defeated David Branch by submission via punches in the second round. Number 6. UFC 216 took place in Paradise, Nevada on October 7th, which was headlined by Tony Ferguson and Kevin Lee for the interim UFC lightweight title. Overall, this card was amazing, and it delivered some great submission finishes. On the main card, Beneil Dariush faced Evan Dunham, where the fight was ruled a majority draw. Mauro Romero Barella defeated Kalindra Faria by a rear naked choke in the first round. Fabricio Verdum defeated Walt Harris by an armbar in the first round. In the co-main event, Demetrius Johnson defeated Ray Borg by an armbar in the 5th round, breaking the record for the most consecutive title defenses of 11 defenses in a row. And in the main event, Tony Ferguson defeated Kevin Lee by a triangle choke in the third round to become the interim UFC lightweight champion. Number 5. UFC 219 took place in Paradise, Nevada on December 30th, which was headlined by the UFC Women's Featherweight Champion Chris Cyborg and Holly Holm. This card also featured the return of Khabib Nurmagomedov, where overall, it delivered some great fights. On the main card, Neil Magny defeated Carlos Condit by a unanimous decision. Carla Esparza defeated Cynthia Calvillo by a unanimous decision. Dan Hooker defeated Mark Chikasi by a guillotine choke in the third round. In the co-main event, Khabib Nurmagomedov dominated Edson Barboza, winning the fight by a unanimous decision. And in the main event, Chris Cyborg defeated Holly Holm by a unanimous decision to successfully make her first title defense. Number 4. UFC 211 took place in Dallas, Texas on May 13th, which was headlined by UFC heavyweight champion Stipe Miocic versus Junior Dos Santos. It featured 2 title fights and had some big names on the card. On the main card, David Branch defeated Krzysztof Jotko by a split decision. Frankie Edgar defeated Yair Rodriguez by TKO doctor stoppage. Damian Maia defeated Jorge Masvidal by a split decision. In the co-main event, Ioana Jędrzejczyk defeated Jessica Andrade by a unanimous decision, successfully making a 5th title defense. And in the main event, Stipe Miocic defeated Junior Dos Santos by TKO in the first round to successfully make his 2nd title defense. Number 3. UFC 214 took place in Anaheim, California on July 29th, which was headlined by UFC light heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier and John Jones. It featured 3 title fights and the card was stacked with great talent. On the main card, Volkan Ozdemir knocked out Jimmy Manuwa in the first round. Robbie Lawler defeated Donald Cerrone by a unanimous decision. Chris Cyborg defeated Tony Avenger by TKO in the third round to become the new UFC Women's Featherweight Champion of the world. In the co-main event, Tyron Woodley defeated Damian Maia by a unanimous decision, successfully defending his title for the 3rd time. And in the main event, John Jones knocked out Daniel Cormier in the 3rd round to win back his UFC light heavyweight title, but later the belt was stripped from John Jones due to him testing positive for Turinabol, and the win was overturned to a no contest. Number 2. UFC 218 took place in Detroit, Michigan on December 2nd, which was headlined by UFC featherweight champion Max Holloway and Jose Aldo. This card featured one of the most violent knockouts of the year, as well as one of the best fights of the year. On the main card, Tisha Torres defeated Michelle Waterson by a unanimous decision. Eddie Alvarez defeated Justin Gaethje by knockout in the 3rd round. Henry Cejudo defeated Sergio Pettis by a unanimous decision. In the co-main event, Francis Ngannou knocked out Alistair Overeem in the 1st round. And in the main event, Max Holloway defeated Jose Aldo by TKO in the 3rd round to successfully make his first title defense. Number 1. UFC 270 took place in New York City, New York on November 4th, where it featured 3 title fights and was headlined by then UFC middleweight champion Michael Bisping versus George St. Pierre. On the main card, Paulo Costa defeated Johnny Hendricks by TKO. Stephen Thompson defeated Jorge Masvidal by unanimous decision. Rose Namajunas defeated Ioana Jędrzejczyk by TKO in the 1st round to become the new UFC Women's Strawweight Champion of the world. In the co-main event, TJ Dillashaw defeated Cody Garbrandt by TKO to win back his UFC Bantamweight title. And in the main event, GSP choked Michael Bisping unconscious in the 3rd round to become the new UFC middleweight champion of the world. This card featured 3 shocking title changes, where it has to be the best UFC card of 2017.